Good morning, class. Today here we are again with our chapter, that is chemical control and the coordination. Yesterday a few students complained that they are not able to have the notes. So today again I have made this video with the notes. Yesterday we discussed, if you remember, a small video that there are various functions in our body that need to be controlled, like I'm talking, I'm sitting, I'm dancing. So these are various activities that are controlled by our body. How they are controlled, today we are going to study in detail. There are various organs inside our body that helps in controlling these functions. Okay, here are two examples, that we are going to touch a hot object or we are jumping to catch a ball. How our body sense these things and they react accordingly. So there is a system inside our body that is known as the coordination system, and the coordination system is mainly composed of three parts that is discussed yesterday, that is the brain, spinal cord and the nerves. Together they are known as the nervous system. And the response which a living being makes in relation to an external stimuli is known as the control and the coordination. In this chapter, we are going to mainly study the nervous system in detail by taking few of the examples. As you can see in the diagram, there are three main parts: brain, spinal cord and the nerves. Nerves are distributed throughout our body. Now look at the next points. Nervous system is mainly composed of brain, spinal cord, nerves that we have studied. Now there are five sense organs. Yesterday we have discussed: eye, skin, nose, ear and the smell. Okay, and the taste. These are the five organs that helps in the working of the nervous system. Now what are the functions of the nervous system? They receive the information from the environment by sense organ, transport this information to the brain through spinal cord and nerves, and after analyzing the information it reacts accordingly to the muscles and the gland. Example of it: for example, we touch a hot object, our skin helps us to sense the heat, the nerves carry the information to the brain by the means of spinal cord, and then the brain sends impulse to the muscles that to contract and takes the hands off. So all the three, the brain, the spinal cord and the nerves, they work together. Okay, now we are going to discuss another topic, that is they are receptors. What are receptors? They are the group of cells present in the sense organs which helps in sensing the environment. There are mainly five types of receptor. First is the gustatory. Gustatory are the responsible for the taste detection. Phono mainly helps in the hearing. Olfactory helps in the smelling. Photoreceptors helps in detecting light, and thermoreceptor responsible for feeling the touch of the external stimuli. Okay, now look at the diagram, you will be able to clear. Gustatory, the one present on the tongue; phono, hearing; olfactory, nose; thermo, your temperature, or you can say your sense, your touching; and the phono means your light. Photo means your light. Now there is a neuron. What is a neuron? It's a, you can say, basic and the functional unit of the nervous system. These are the specialized cells that are present in our nervous system, and they help in formation of the nerves. As the nerves emerged from the brain and the spinal cord and branch almost all parts of the body. So neurons, yeah, in the starting I have said, it's a basic unit of the nervous system. Look at the diagram. It contains dendrites, nucleus, cell body, axon ending, or you can say the nerve ending. Yesterday we have discussed it. What is the cell body? The main part of the cell that contains all the necessary components like nucleus, ER, ribosomes. Axon, it's a long cable-like projection that helps in the transportation of the impulses. Dendrites, a small branch-like projection that helps in the connection of one neuron to the another neuron. And what is the synapse? It's a contact space between the two neurons. Okay. Now we are going to study how the working of the neuron takes place. Mainly neuron. Yesterday, if you remember the animated video, it helps in the transmitting of the messages from brain to a different body parts. First of all, when the receptor sense something, a chemical reaction is triggered. This chemical reaction causes electrical impulse in dendrites. These impulses travel through the body of the neuron to the axon ending. Tiny amount of chemicals are released in the synapse. Synapse is space between the two neurons, and these chemicals are known as the neurotransmitters. And these chemicals crosses the synapse and reach the tip of the dendrite, where it again produces electrical impulse, and this how our impulse travel along the neuron. Now there are various type of neurons: sensory neurons, motor neurons and the relay neurons. Yesterday we have discussed sensory neurons. your motor nerves and the mixed nerves. These are again the same thing. Sensory, they helps in providing the impulses from the sense organs, and the motor neurons helps in transmitting the messages from the central nervous system to a different body part, and the relay neurons, these relay the signal within the central nervous system only. Okay, now we are going to study the voluntary and the involuntary functions. What are voluntary? That are controlled by us, just writing, speaking, walking. Involuntary are the functions that are not controlled by us, that are going on inside our body, like digestion of the food, breathing, beating of the heart, sweating. Okay, these all are not controlled by us. Now, yesterday we have discussed two topics, that is reflex action and the reflex arc. What is reflex action? It is an automatic response generated in response to an external stimuli. And what is reflex arc? It's a pathway that is followed by the reflex action. Yesterday we have studied this example that if you touch a hot object, the nerves carry the signal to a spinal cord. In return, it sends signal to the hand to remove it from the hot object. I hope the topic is clear to you. Tomorrow we are going to discuss various types of reflexes and the central nervous system, that is the brain, in detail. Thank you.